The global burden of tobacco use has devastating effects on health, economy, the environment, and social life. Over the years, focus has been on the prevalence rate of tobacco use, but not the lives that are being affected by this menace. And as part of efforts to create awareness on tobacco use and its negative effects on populations, VALD Ghana embarked on an initiative to engage persons with lived experience with tobacco use, their families, and friends, where we gave them a voice to channel their grievances and share their experiences on how tobacco use has affected their health, life, and communities. And these were the stories and experiences they had to share. Take a listen.
The strategy here actually check akra, but if you base influence of friends any other day, but you be ana smoking to be influencing. Obi wo hali papa she, ye papa timi suman, ye papa na anu me ya wo fo no dia obi papa she inside ni pomo ho any other day. Obi wo ho a say dan papa yes ani man ti ne bi osman ti ni. But me chance asa kate so nkoto nchine ebe bi an sai. Akola bi wo so a we na stubborn. One cause school mo kura ne ne first ni. It mean yam talk. Oh, pick am. Yes, le fini ye ne ma ne si na chuki ye try no. Until say be there. You go to another say there in the day she be there. That's why. But so for no 77. Is all blue wa ko wa ya. Go be free no. Ebe check akara. Ana one share out me free. 77. Minimum nyanum na wa. But eka say ehihie wo tobacco making say dey on dia enye kra enye me Canada enye because in there show obi a we be say no anya show kra ma no say I get case size obampo man say and then so oh man correct was oh she mean away no so be say oh my brother you no get have jot obao be say you no get have jot no person miss or see capuchino or see then yan kasa so no the safa address ni anema bi den esa ka ye ho won sa ni mani na enye grabber ni adade enye oba mi so oba o ko get na so bi a ye fa ne say sia we life na bi you be sure be cry we be say na ka say no get money but na sense e wo no bo yeah don't why I say you to ana bi susu wo ha sisa mpukra de my uncle because all mark we mark never minim high shisha antia why men sa high we believe police achi enua we buy our because minu nim say we is not illegal in Ghana how be heading would be exposing my uncle nim the bag shisha bag nim case size kitami because achi enua we helps by anti me case I need because you go do on or me gidigidi I'm say shisha ni case size kita ibi bag na gigi no into na pay me agba because of any and intia shisha fi me when kita no say you are free to go let me jina on no just me you better jina on life thing are you men say police or aya one why di na bi o ha na me ni fe ni enye shisha ni shisha ni kwa de me hu fi you try bibia at the same time so enye because sebi nipa no call working size no or the bar country ni and as I export you or the bar you o show on cross there healthy heart damaged heart the whole winning still you give it try you cheap you penny obi susu ho tramo na manage sa exercise na man because a freja and I feel no say somebody can first because you say you high just kind of when you go to that I think they been now you on the person high man enjoy on peace of mind that's what I say but and then peace of mind problem na mo na say peace of mind because the peace of mind me go fa tramo me go fa rafino me go fa ne ma mo le ni adade my high ti me high na me do feel crab be no so wa che me try isi am hu me ni dawe ba mba isi na me hu ni ti se de me ni na epe dabi efe
damage again.
baby kidney o lungs o hu wájú o wàkúmà o ọ̀nà-ẹ̀chí yẹ ẹ̀nọ́mà bèbèrè wọ̀ hɔ a ẹ̀yẹ wọ́n wàn so àti àṣẹ ẹ̀yẹ ẹ̀nyẹ̀nyẹ̀ nyàmé nínú wákà nìfẹ́ nu but sẹ́bi ẹ̀nyẹ̀ ẹ̀nyẹ̀ yes ẹ̀mí jẹ́ ẹ̀mí ká sẹ́ mi ká sẹ́ ebi mu wɔ hɔ a ɛnyɛ influence of the friends yɛayɛ papa ne no parents no ankasa no koraa bi mu chicken size yɛbɛ sɛ yɛbɛka kɔ akyi nti a yes woyɛ nim deɛ mestarte me deɛ but I think ɛfo yɛ duro deɛ size obi a wonim deɛ me so mestarte no watema bi wɔ ne papa tumi soma no ɔnkɔfi bɛgye kɔtɔ wura bi obi wɔ mbɔdi no nkyerɛ ɔbɔ ɔne maame no yɛ fine store wura no ɛyɛ fine di wokɔ ɔsɛ fasika no hyɛ ne sɛm ɔnim wo papa yɛ onim dɛbɛ ma yɛ so yɛba nti yɛpɛ sɛ ɛhu ade ɛwɔ mu nti no yɛbɛhwɛ no problem dada twiwe yɛkɔ yɛnim metwa sɛ dada ntwiwe na ɔnyɛ dɛn ɔno sa nka kyɛ me sɛ mbɛgye nkɔto bɔɔlɛm na meso mekɔ sɛ ɔhwɛ adeɛ wana influence me ɛnyɛ try na metry no ɛyɛ wo de a nkɔ mu bɛkɔ mu nti sɛ dada twiwe ankora me ankasa na ɔhɔ koraa metumi de bɛhyi wɔ ma no ɔnkyerɛ me ba mɛhyia ne da ɛbɛ bɛdu baabi wobɛhu sɛ wo parents koraa tumi hu sɛ wotwi nneɛma bi wɔ hɔ sɛ sɛ ɔbɛstɔpe no wọn afa no one ɔno ankasa twi nti na wafa no one ho ne ba ɔba nkɔ ɔmbu dare ɔwɔ sɛ yɛngyae saa nneɛma no nyinaa sɛ ɛno nkyɛ na meka kyerɛ awofo no sɛ ɔma yɛngyae saa nneɛma no nyinaa ɛne yɛ nuano na sɛ ɔma yɛngyae ɛnyɛ ɛha yɛ paa ɛbubu yɛn ɛnyɛ wate ase anka mba yɛ si a no sɛ anka yɛnyina yɛbɛtumi asosɔ wɔ mu anim bɛanyɛ ɛno ntia yɛpɛ sɛ yɛngyae yɛpɛ sɛ yɛnkɔ adi wate ase I started smoking in 2002. I was schooling in ATTC, Aqua Technical. My friends that I was working with, they all smoke. They smoke inside weed, anything about drugs. Well, I entered into it whilst I was schooling. Friends showed me how to smoke inside. I too showed how to smoke inside with people, sitting with friends, even the kids. I smoked with them. But I realized it was no good. I wanted to stop, but I can't. But how much am I going to tell them to stop? I've been trying, but still, it has been going on. For now, what I want to say is, cancer is no good. So we need to try to stop.
Okay. Oh, me started smoking. Well, that was 2010.
wow
And I started. Yes. And no, I could say, and I'm a professor. And I'm really started. And no, let me just add no. And see, I say, and I'm for. Now sometimes you feel all from me say, you go bush. Yeah, if you go try it. If you also you go so you get a key. Key na first like they started just identity. And more na one day you could bush say, hey, start net there. You go smoke today. And I'm saying, okay, you try. See that day we try no. And me dapa, me did rough. Me food me man na me skata ni na me dini na I'm a there I'm there and I still because so echo like me yeah me serious me benya osa still crown so feeling you me say like king size no it was not king size na me king size pa but it me call a friends clinic no and I can me say minimum zero say minimum zero no so okay say me ya say make me jaya and I'm so okay make me jaya but we say anafo there una anafo nam there whatever like all you know baby hey until you know say no me say kita say am like my limit dem no like my limit no until we live normal yeah oh osisa dem e bi damo osisa no ebi wa ne flu na high ebi wa eto a na di wi ne ai na wi na egu so ne anom ɛno so yɛ adamfo ne ɛno so yɛ adamfo ɛno so yɛ adamfo time there like me use school akyɛ me use school no akyɛ but saa time wo sɛ saa de so yɛ so a na woni sika a wo ho bɛ kan saa time there wo sɛ yɛ no me sɛ no me wa bɛtɔ menu a mewɔ saa ɔyɛ but ɛno so akɔyɛ sɛ woanya na ayɛ sɛ wo ho asɛ take achieve asɛ ho title àwọn sɛ wa abuse saa nti wa wɔyɛ wata aseɛ nti me sometimes me pɛ sɛ me try na me gyae ba wo sɛ ade no dɛ wopɛ sɛ gyae no na adamfo nti me hu sɛ adamfo ɛnkɔ saa yɛma na ɛho hia because saa de wɛ ɛma true no no ɛna ɛde hyia cocaine ne saa yɛma no me first adamfo kɔ hyia yɛfa ɛdo yɛfɛ no rafo no ɛno wotafre a wobɛdezi na woyɛ kwasade na woso koraa wotumi gya na wowɔ sika koraa wobɛkyɛ nyinaa ba me nsa no mehu sɛ ɛsɛ megyae nti megyae ɛne sɛ kodi sɛ dɛbɛdɛbɛ saa ne nyɛma nyinaa ɛho hia
into smoking. Like I was then working with someone, yeah, and then he always sent me to get that cigarette called Pomo White, yeah. So he always sent me to get smoke. So one day I went there. He always sent me to get a box, but one day he told me to go to the woman to tell him that I should give him like 4 or 5. So the woman gave me like 7. So as I was going, and I said, "Oh, I was buying this thing, or I was always buying this thing. So let me do what? Let me try one and see how it will." So as I tried, one day, like at that moment, I smoked the cigarette. I felt dizzy. Yeah, like I was not feeling so real. Yeah, so I went to the house. I went to my boss place and he said I should wash his things. So as I got there, I was doing things in a harsh way. Yeah. Like depending time I had any giddy like any giddy. Yeah. So and he asked me, is something wrong with me? And I said, oh no. But he said he told me to get the cigarette like 4. But as I brought it, it was 6. Yeah, and asked me why did I told the woman something, and I said, oh yeah, the woman just added 1. It was 2 and I smoked 1. But as they asked me, I said the woman add 1. Yeah, so I do the things for my boss. Yeah, we finish. Like as from the house, from my boss house to home is very difficult. So I told him to fetch his place for that night. Yeah, so he just came in and asked me, no, there is something wrong with me. I have to do what? Tell him so that he'll know what to do. But because of what I did, I don't want to do what? Tell him, yeah. So I was there till morning and he gave me money to school. So I left there, I was in school. And I have a friend who also do the same thing, but it was not the cigarette, it was not the more white. That one too is called Oris. So the day we closed from school, he said he had something small on his body, so we should go out. And so we went to a club called Numbers Club. Yeah, we went there. So he was there and he brought the orange. It was green and red, different types. Yeah. So as he brought, and I asked him, what is this? And he said, this is also a smoke. Yeah, we smoke. So as I smoke the orange too, I felt so like I didn't feel like the way I went there. I was feeling so. See, if you can understand me. So yeah, by then I met a friend too in our town, in our hometown. Yeah, I went to my hometown and I met a friend. So the friend I got in my hometown was into the weed and kasa. So I was maybe we have a shop in our house. So he came there always to we do things together in the house. And one day he said we should walk around. So we was just walking around and he removed something in his pocket and just open it. And I asked him, this is not weed. And he said, yes, it's weed. And he said, oh, okay, here we cannot smoke in the town, so we have to go to the cemetery. Yeah, so we went to the cemetery and he wrapped it up. Yeah, so he was there. We sat there for about like 30 minutes. Yeah, we was there smoking. See, so like I said, this weed is different from the one I was then smoking. It was like jot, but this one is very like you see, like how I smoked this weed and I feel so good. I went home, I ate plenty. Like the money I was having on me at that time, I spent all. So the next day they gave me money to go to school. And then I went to my friend's place and tell him that what he gave me the last time, we should go and do what? Try again. So we went at the same cemetery, we went there. Oh, we sat there. Oh, like I didn't go to school. Normally, I didn't go to school. I spent the time there to school close. So I came home and my brother sees me and asked me, why? Have I have I done anything? Like how my eyes was red. It was like I was not feeling okay. You see, so he just asked me what's wrong with me. I also said nothing. But how I entered the house, went out, when I find say me put feed ma me pia na makoto we scanner me kita me pia na makoto we then Sam say why am I eating too much like this? And I told him that this my friend do what right he was then doing my brother he was then doing and he told me that that thing is not what it's not good, it's not good for him at all, so I should do what I should stop the smoking. Yeah, so I said, okay, she didn't worry. So, I didn't smoke. I was around like, it was at the age of 10 years. Yeah, at the age of 10 years before I started doing it. So I smoked like 2 years before my brother gave me an advice to do what? To stop smoking. So I then stopped for around, I think I was in P5. I was in P5 going to P6 and I started smoking. Yeah.
Okay, so at what age did you start?
Oh, I mean, just passed recently. Um,
I said what?
just passed recently.
Oh, just recently.
Yeah, recently.
So say maybe a month ago.
No, couple of years, 2 years,
2 years.
2022. Yeah, I started on 2022.
Yeah, so it's
So,
been he's looking for 2 years.
I mean, yeah, so couple of years. That was what I said.
Okay, so how are you able to
Oh, well, through friendship, colleagues, a colleague. I mean, we went out and then guys, how we are, how we roll. Oh, I mean, try. I mean, for energy, you want to be active, and that's all the boys do. I mean, it's a trend, so I mean, why not? You will definitely get into it. So, it was once, and then it's followed up. I've tried but then I'm not doing it again for 2 years now. I've stopped.
Okay,
So
so during that period,
um,
has there been any health implications? Have you
yeah,
had any health implications as a result of it?
uh, okay. I started develop some symptoms of like I don't know, but you eat. It's some kind of malnutrition. You eat everything, you eat healthy, but you still grow lean. Kind of a thing like that. Yeah, it consumes you, it absorbs you all the time. The way so you know you are going to do everything properly, but then you wouldn't still feel the kind of nutritional values in the food that you eat. It wouldn't you wouldn't get the exposure. It wouldn't reflect on you that oh like I mean this guy is in good condition. You always be looked wretched. They will see you wretched all the time, and I mean you'll be messed up. That's how it is. Uh, Sometimes to friends that do not like that will be hard for you to associate yourself with those friends, even your past friends and all of that. Everybody will try to criticize you, and then yes.
And I'm sure at the time, I mean, you were young, right? You were
No,
young.
oh no, it was that I said earlier 2 years ago. So and
Okay.
I've stopped.
Okay,
So
so then when you working, so how are you funding your smoking lifestyle?
so it that was another thing too because right now then when I wasn't smoking, I wouldn't I wouldn't even think about say oh uh, let me go and buy cigar king size or this after my daily normal routine, daily normal stuff or something. But within when I started, it's always I'll be consuming which means you have to buy it all the time. And then sometimes when you don't have kubu, you don't have kakra, chinkpai, and you have to find any alternatives. That's why some people they will lie, some too will end up doing unnecessary stuff anyway means possible to try to get or satisfy their needs. Yeah. So
Okay. And then in terms of your education, how did that affect you?
that's why I said earlier that I'm very fortunate. I started this path recently, so for my education it is well
So during that period,
I had a very good structure within that period okay see, I have also when I came inside I've also seen people who have been drowned in this same situation. But for me, being a newcomer and then I couldn't hold the effects and then I stopped. I haven't really, apart from the negative part that I have been exposed to that I have shared already. I haven't really, I mean, I had a very good education background. So, but for the rest that I have seen that they've been exposed to it, I mean, some of them, they were dropped out and and for that reason, some of them also grew ranks in schools and things, teachers can criticize them and things. So definitely you have to be drop out if you don't listen, you don't want to learn and you want to do what you want. It will always disrupt you from your education and there's no way I mean such initiations come between your education, you would be able to focus and further up more. Yeah.
so how did you quit?
Yeah, because I mean because of the impressions, the disadvantage, the effect, the changes I saw within me that okay, I was like this before, and right now look at me. Right now you are doing everything properly, but you are growing lean. Your friends will see you, they will criticize you. You used to be like this, but right now since you started smoking, look at how you are. And all of that also discouraged me. People trying to, always be caring for me and then educating me about how all of these things will lead you: heart, kidney, heart diseases, and then cancer. So I thought about it, I analyzed myself, and then there was no option, because I really want to move forward in life. I really want to move with my colleagues, my friends. And so, in order for them to also receive me back, I have to stop and then get back to my normal way of life, the natural way of life, and then we can also live happily all together.
The tobacco, I want to say, me personally, eh, I've never smoked tobacco, but people around me, some few friends like from school time and within my community, the few people I have engaged with and then smoking tobacco, I saw the effect on them, which was so bad, and I even lost some guys, and it was very pathetic. So for me, as I'm growing, I realized tobacco wasn't good for us because on the radio we used to hear, hey, when you smoke, you get cancer, you get throat cancer, lungs, So, and another thing I've realized is there is a say that charity begins at home. Um, in my house, we were not exposed to like going out buying, maybe sending kids to go and buy a cigarette and all that on the street. Anytime I come out from the house, people do send me, hey, small boy, come, go and buy me cigar. So I grew up and I realized, okay, there are some kids who get that influence from that. They end up smoking because the old people or the senior men in the community send them to buy a cigarette. So the friends with me those days who were smoking, it was so bad, and sometimes they cough blood. I realized cigarette is killing them and they can't stop it. So I think government need to take critical steps and then fight against this. How do we fight against this? Because we sell it in our community. You go to a shop, supermarket, you go to clubs, and they are there. So for me, what I'm saying is we can't just let me say in our local language, "Wontumi enyina nkran mu entutu nkran." It doesn't make sense. It doesn't work like that. So I think they have to ban bringing cigar to the country because they pay tax. People go outside, travel to buy cigarettes and bring it to the country, and as a business, and then they pay taxes. And you can't ask that person not to sell because the government took money from them. If not, how do they smuggle cigarette into our country? Then it means we are not safe for the first time because we have immigration, we have military, we also have the customs within our borders. So how come do they smuggle cigarette to our country?
Tobacco, 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 initially, si kɔsɛlɛ anukwalɛ onye dufu boke jabia poke ya wole watobu konya ne poke bon fe gidi poke akwa na akwa yi men ma kenye me tembra meji tobacco le yi le no bi owo si me come kami amenshele kami ke futu le pi wana woga wa toma se ke holo mo ke de sia ke de sia wo ke chomo son esa oye ra ke chelo sia ke be gbunu 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 ne genye wana gesho kwa peke man no numa kama jama amekpa kon kanu kume pena me pio na me pi shimbira me ke futu na me pi ne ke ba me pe gbin gbin e ka me na shika me ka me ke fi wo gbe ye ma mo me temu ko me wo shele sin woju shike mo nya na ko ya na ba ke wi shele lon e a na ka gbe na ke cho won to ne se fo wo nya ni me pa wo ba pa me o na ka ni bi e se afu.
Okay, I'll start from the day I was in Dodoa. That was where I got to know about this. Yes, I was living with friends who were very close. They do go out later in when they come, they just jump in and go off to sleep. So actually, with me, I thought it was alcohol that they take. So within some few months, we went for a house party. So I saw like four boys going into a room. So I decided to follow them. So when I got there, the room was full of smoke. That was where they were smoking. So even they were forcing me to come and enjoy with them. So that was where with that was the day I took, let's say, a puff from them. Yes. So with that day, as soon as I got home, before within that period of leaving there to the house, I was really, I don't know how to say it. I was really high. Yes. So I was asking myself, like I was feeling some, I don't know how to put it. I was feeling some way. I wasn't feeling myself. I feel very weak. I feel for food too. So I started with that night. I ate a lot. Yes. So that was when I also have some other friends from the Zongo side. With that boy, he always smokes, jumps into town. Like he can meet you, even if you are a friend. When he meets you, he just jumps to you and asks you for money. And in a condition that's not in a free way, he acts like he's having some issue with you. Yeah, so he needs it by force. So that's how, yes, I got to know this how people who smokes behave. Yes. And just within some couple of months now, he was arrested. So I paid him a visit and I asked him what's the problem. So he spoke to me about this smoking. So recently, for some few months, he was discharged. Okay. So he used to call me, oh, today I don't have money. I do send him money for food. But sometimes when he calls me, the way he talks, I feel he's he's drunk with the way he's sounding. He sounds very slow and his voice is very deep. So I keep on telling him to stop, to stop, to stop. So he calls me, I give him money. Sometimes he was even in a rush to come and pay me a visit here, but with the way he looks, you see, when he just uh, the appearance alone will let you know the kind of person he is. And with this area, I don't have any bad record here. I have a really good name. So maybe people, me walking up and down, people outside are also looking at me because whenever maybe I'm passing, you hear children calling me. So if I used to be like that, my friend, and I walk, nobody is going to call me yet. So I stopped him from coming here. Within just last Wednesday, a friend just called me. I was asleep whilst he called, and he said, ah, "Have I heard the news?" And I said, "What's the problem?" He said, "My friend is dead." I said, "How?" Shaibu. His name is Shaibu. He was being electrified. He was going to steal electric wire. You see, so as the way my brother said, you see, sometimes when they get addicted, it makes you do false things. Yes. With something like this, if he were to be free or he's been out of addiction, he wouldn't have rushed in to go for that wire. Yes, he needs money. And it's something when you get addicted, as he said, you always feel for it. You mean when someone does you maybe 10 cities right now, you won't think of food first. That's what you go in for first. Mhm. So that's how I experienced the.
So some of them end up not coming to school, and it has affected their education. Also, it has affected them in a bad way that even when we meet as friends, sometimes they cough, they cough. You can see that within their lungs, they are suffering, but they are used to it. And there is something we call nicotine inside that gets people addicted to. Yeah, so it's a chemical. You can say it's a chemical. Me, actually, I see all these things in Africa here, especially in Ghana. They are weapons, and we have to ban it. Um, okay, about the shisha. Yeah, I tried shisha for like a month. You know, I had some friends. They were foreigners, so we used to go out. So my first time, and that was in Jolu, and I tried the shisha. So within a week, I realized that anytime I take the shisha, I feel headache, and then I'm not by myself. I don't think well. Yeah, sometimes I feel like but how it's weird, and then I can feel some pains within my chest. Yes. So I realized that no, this shisha thing is not good. So I can see that the shisha, the tobacco is the same. Even though I've never smoking this tobacco, cigar, and but the shisha, I've tried the shisha, and it's not good. I think it's killing us because the kind of thing that I felt within that month that made me to stop. And I can still see people, even our youth, the women. Now, women smoke shisha more than the guy with the cigar. When you go out, Ghana women smoke more than the men now. Shisha and cigar, So, what I felt was very bad. And I can see that if they don't take critical action about this whole thing, the youths are going to die. Because when you take this shisha thing, you don't feel healthy. Yeah, it's very bad. It's very bad, and I think we need to do something about it. But for the past year, 1 year now, I've never tried it. I've totally stopped taking shisha. Yeah.
Shisha maba mugbona mu yima mu kono na cigarette kono na ha mo no gbo mo ba o mu juju mo ta cigarette pla ha mo no ma ano gbla ta mo no gbo mo ba nu juju no mo kan na sago ma ha sago mo no ka mo sago mo o ala un to bo na ba mo gbo mo ba ma yo ma ka ji kwa aba bo bo kyo ne ya do leji maga kuro kileji bo bo kyo ta ha nu pla yu pla no nu la mo no gbo na amu ba o nu juju nu juju ya no zo ọmọ ji na mawu na humo nu ya ko maje magbo na magbo na gana to ba jirugwa ba na jagba nwe aha ya o ya ka onu na tramo tramo kwa ha mo kata mo mo no gbo no ba no da shinchi nu juju mo gbo na do ha o juju o da shin ko maje magbo cha kama le yuma cha kama mo no ma ano mo no so mo nya ko ejima ka ka yi ko na re gbo bo o mo ma juju mo atashi ya aha nu mo juju mo mo gbo ejiru gba ba tramo pla cigarette pla yu mo mo ga ko bo do ma sun mo ga ko do ma sun ko mo je ma gbo ejiru gba
They shouldn't be thinking of the profit they will be getting of the cigarettes and the shisha. They should think about our health. because we made them the president. We vote to give them that position. So they shouldn't think about the profit they'll be getting on those drugs. Yeah, they should think about our health. Yeah, this is what I have to tell them. Yeah.
So about the preventing of this tobacco and any other narcotic drugs, I think the government need to ban this thing, whether it's tobacco, cigar, tramadol, and some of these things need to be uh, taken to very there is a word, but one thing I want to say is the indoctrination of the West, the education that we had from the West that brought all this, because that is we watch videos, movies, and that is how sometimes we all learn this thing from, apart from within our society. We learn from friends, from schools. It's from movies and then the Western. So I think government should ban this. If government is able to ban all this, it will not come to the system. It will not come, and I'm sure that when we don't get it anywhere, we don't smoke, and there will be loss. So as soon as the government is able to stop the importation of cigar and drug, look at the musicians are now being used to promote it. Someone like Sarkodie, which is so bad, and I think Ghana law doesn't even allow that. But now we are seeing it, and it's the media. So the government is looking, I would say government is part of all this. The same government preaching and telling people drugs is not good, we should stop drugs in our community, and the government is taking tax from them and they will sell it. So government should help us stop all this. And then uh, education and then creative awareness on smoking should be more in our schools, churches, our communities. I think that is what we have to do, and then we'll be okay.
Yeah. Ready?
um Bisi nka kyerɛ aban sɛ king size ni tobacco na ɛsɛ ɔmo gyae mbra ɔsɛ ɔmo gyae like ɔmo gyae ma ne mbra kɔ nso, because the more a ɛba no the more a nkwadaa nso ɛsɛ, because tobacco no ɛmu yɛ dɛ, ɔmo mu ɛmu yɛ dɛ, but wo bi a wɔn start saa tobacco na wo start a wobɛfe sam wei bi a ɛsɛ ɔfe. Ti mesra aban sɛ mpanotwɔ ɔngyae saa king size nneɛma no a ɔexport tobacco no mu, na bi a ɔmfa nneɛma bi a rules bi a ɔbɛto so a ɔto so na yɛhwɛ deɛ ɛbɛyɛ, because nkwadaa no aba no ɔmo sɛ mo akwadaa kɛkɛ bi no 12 years 11 years ɔno king size waba saa ɛyɛ sɛ bi ɔmo ne sika o, ɔmo wɔ sika, but asoɔden ɛne adafosɛm sometimes tv so wɔn sɛ ɔmo yɛ nsa ho advert ne nyamanyama saa dan nyinaa ɛsɛ aban ɔhwɛ sɛ nyama no, nti ɛsrɛ aban sɛ king size ne nyama no ɔngyae na yɛn nso kyale yɛn ho tɔɛ.
We should ban how do we call it, tobacco use in the country, exporting it and importing it. They should rather stop it and rather focus on we the people in the country, so we can help a better Ghana and a better nation. Thank you very much.
ɛno ma kɛ aban di bɛkɛ jɔt kɛdibɛ ni hana kɛ ba maa mi sanɛ kɔ ni etso yi ni oni akɛkpaba ɛdza kɛ eye wa maa mi yɛ awu ɛgbɛ wɔ ɔtsi tite ɔkiti tite ɔkpɛlɛ fa yi ni fɛ ni ba nakanyɛ kaba maa mi dɔn wɔn ni kɛ ɔba mi lɛ ŋu yɛ sanni ɔbi yɛ ɔkɔ àmì ìdìbò ní wọ́n tọ́ sí àmì sani lè ní wọ́n tọ́ sí àmì
ọ̀gá yìí nà wọ́n bí ẹ̀ ara tó à 12 ọdún ní màá mi ní ọ̀pọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ bí ti àbọ̀ ní àìsàn ọdún ẹgbọ́n ọjọ́ tí mo kẹ́ bá ṣe fẹ́ gbẹ́nẹ́gbẹ́nẹ́gbẹ́nẹ́ onye ọkọ̀ ọ̀dọ̀ abẹ́ ẹgbẹ̀gbẹ̀ ìlú ẹgbẹ̀gbẹ̀ ní ọ̀tọ́sílẹ̀ ìdìbò láfíkì skọ̀ ọkọ̀ ní ọ̀tọ́sílẹ̀ bí ìdìbò ní ọkọ̀ ọ̀bí tí àbọ̀ ní tàbí ọmọ nílẹ̀kẹ̀ ọ̀pá ní ìwọ̀ ní sàníwọ́ kálímà sàníwọ́ ní ọwọ́ jẹ ọ̀pọ̀ lẹ́lẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọ̀tọ̀ ní ọ̀gẹ̀fẹ́ ní gbígbé yìí ọ̀nà wá fi ní gbé ọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀bà káṣí wọ̀ ẹ̀yà ìní kọ́ ọ̀wọ̀ síkẹ́ sàní ẹ̀bà ní lẹ́yìn ìpínlẹ̀ kẹrẹ̀kẹ́ ìwà ní ìpínlẹ̀ síkẹ́ ọ̀nà kọ́ ọ̀dùgbà ọ̀kẹ̀pẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹ̀bà hàn ní.
But my suggestion to the government, I plead on their behalf to put in matching efforts or massive measures that they can take to cut this tobacco issues or smoking issues out of the country. As my brother said, they need to bound it. Maybe with the shops that they are selling, they should go to every shop with their government personnel to spread the information about how it's affecting the youth now, to stop selling it. And I know with that, it will help for us to have a better Ghana.
You should watch others dying. You should stop bringing tobacco. You should stop bringing king size, Pomo white, London brown, and orange. It's not good for our health. If he doesn't smoke it, we smoked it. We know how it is. So we are telling him to stop. Shisha it's damage our heart. Even from our small brothers and sisters schooling, they like smoking it, so we should stop bringing it so that we too will be okay with it. He should give us correct job, not cocaine, king size, and the others. Thank you for listening to me.
You've heard the stories and experiences of how our youth are being exposed to this menace in their schools, in their communities, and how it is negatively and how it is affecting their lives, and how hard it is for them to come out of the addiction, and the urgent call they are making to governments to help them. After hearing their stories and experiences, as civil society organizations, policymakers, families, and community members, what do you think should be Ghana's course of action to deal with this tobacco epidemic?
Smoking kills. Smoking kills. Smoking kills. Wow.